And welcome everyone to the Tuesday edition of the Morning Buzz. It's your boy Isaiah, joined by in studio, the one, the only DC loving Starbucks drinking. Alana's here, and we have a very special guest. A guy wearing a hat at 8 a.m. in the morning. A guy coming to you via his kitchen. A guy that has created many songs. Rapper, quality human being. JT is filling in for Canada.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
I soiled it. I didn't have your mic on. Say it again, JT.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Sorry that Isaiah messed up my microphone. Yes, I am Cam Martin today. I'm not taking an ice bath. I am in my kitchen. What's up, Morning Buzz? How we doing today?
Oh, we're good, JT. Welcome back to the show. It's been a hot minute for yourself. We hope things have been pretty good for you this summer. But we got some business to take care of, JT. We got some things busting down in the world, and Lana is going to tell us about it.
Of course. In national news, American Airlines is set to cut 31,000 flights from their November lineup. According to Serum, an aviation company, the largest cuts are between Chicago and Dallas, with cuts also in Boston and Philadelphia. The airline says the changes are to, quote, proactive adjustments in order to size our airline for the resources we have available and to build additional buffer into the remainder of our summer schedule. American has already announced last week that it is cutting 2% of its schedule for September and October. In state news, a Jersey Shore beach is closed due to sinkholes in the sand. A portion of Bradley Beach has been closed due to sinkholes caused by an outflow pipe by the beachfront. According to the mayor, they are working on fixing the problem, but in the meantime, quote, please avoid the immediate area. In local news, NJ Transit has announced a plan to rebuild 200 diesel buses. This comes as part of their $27 million program that will be done by the company's mechanical staff in Newark and will ultimately save them money in the long run. Quote, the rebuild program is tentatively scheduled to start in October, pending the approval of an FTA grant. It is estimated to take about 2 years to complete, end quote, said Emma Wright, an NJ Transit spokesperson. And the weather today is currently 65 degrees and sunny with a high of 83 and a low of 62, with humidity at 74% and good air quality at 18.
Lana, I appreciate you for all your hard work there, but you're starting to deliver some very sad news towards the end of that newscast, the beginning of the hour, where you say it's like 62 degrees, it's 65 degrees. Where's my 79 in the morning? What is going on? Now it's like fall's coming back now. Oh boy, this is a rough time.
Either.
No, not at all. I mean, some people are very excited, and I will say to them, no. What's up, JT? What you got to say?
I don't like the cold over here.
No, it's not cool.
I mean, it's cool, but it's not cool.
Yeah, I may become a tomato every time it gets to 80 degrees, but I still love it.
Shout out to tomato people out there. Regardless, we got to talk some sports, Lana. Yeah, your favorite topic. We're gonna talk about sports for the next hour straight. This is now ESPN Live. Just kidding. We'll start in college football as AP has released their official poll as of yesterday. And let's be honest, none of it was surprising. We all saw those teams coming. It all makes sense. Number one, you got Alabama, 2 Ohio State, 3 Georgia, 4 Clemson, 5 Notre Dame, and things get a little weird at number 6 as Texas A&M wraps up the top 6 at least. If you want to check out the other top 25, it's literally called the AP poll. Google is free, everybody. Now we headed to everyone's favorite sport, the MLB. Yeah, the stickball, as the Dodgers have announced Walker Buehler will have season-ending elbow surgery on August 23rd. Good luck to the Dodgers. That is going to be a tough player to replace. Now we will head to the NFL, everyone's favorite sport again. Todd Bowles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have announced the signing of Carl Nassib, who's also played 4 years under Todd Bowles already. He is coming back for 1 year to the Buccaneers. And also, the Seahawks acquired wide receiver and tight end J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in a trade with Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for defensive back Ugo Amandi. And lastly, to the NBA, Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia 76ers have reached a settlement agreement on the grievances the All-Star guard filed to recoup portion of his nearly $20 million withheld from him as a result of his failure to play his last season in Philadelphia. That is it for sports, everybody. We're starting to get to that ramp up time in the sports world. You know, you're going to get to your beautiful time. The NFL's back. NBA's coming back. MLS is ending. I mean, what more could you ask for if you're a sports person?
Sport ball.
Sports
Whoa.
ball. Now, let's talk about NASCAR, everybody. No, absolutely not. That's disgusting, shameful, and embarrassing. Regardless, we do have to talk about another person that is disgusting, embarrassing, and downright disgusting. Rudy Giuliani, everyone. Yay! Prosecutors have informed Rudy Giuliani that he is now a target of criminal investigations into possible illegal attempts by then President Donald Trump and others to interfere in the 2020 general election in Georgia. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis had this to say, has said she's considering calling Trump himself to testify before the special grand jury, and the former president has hired a criminal defense attorney in Atlanta. The development for Giuliani marks the first time a close advisor to Trump has been notified he's a target in a criminal investigation into the then president's inner circle around the aftermath of the 2020 presidential election. Both the Georgia grand jury and Justice Department are investigating the post-election efforts to help Trump remain in president of the United States. Giuliani's status became public on Monday alongside with other developments in Georgia investigation, as courts say that Senator Lindsey Graham must testify, as well as in several other criminal probes touching upon the ex-president and his advisors. The January 6th federal grand jury also subpoenaed Eric Hirschman, a former Trump White House lawyer and senior advisor. Now, the Justice Department lawyers on Monday asked the judge who approved the search warrant for President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort to keep accompanying the affidavit under seal, citing the need to protect witness and ongoing investigation. Federal prosecutors responded to inquiries from numerous news organizations to make the affidavit public by arguing it should remain sealed to protect the integrity of an ongoing law enforcement investigation that implicates national security. Now, that was a lot of words, but let's discuss all those words we just discussed. I feel like at this point, I don't want to get my hopes up, but it feels like we're getting one step closer to really having like a verdict towards Donald Trump at this point, because once again, I feel like this whole thing has just been a lot of conversations, a lot of just let's try to get this into the media kind of thing going on, but we haven't really had anything happen to Donald Trump. And I think the FBI raiding his home or whatever it was in Mar-a-Lago was step one, and this seems to be step two. And I think I don't want to get my hopes, but I feel like at some point they're gonna have to make a move on Donald Trump, whether it's prosecuting him or something. Like something needs to happen, and that's why I'm kind of iffy when I see all this stuff, because I feel like once again, we were talking about this on Thursday. Him and Ezra Miller have this weird ability to kind of just dodge anything that is like actually supposed to happen to them. Like, and I said it, like they could probably slap a baby and then somehow not get in trouble for it. So once he like this, it seems like he's about to get in trouble, but I don't know. It's just, I have a hard time believing that they'll actually do anything.
Yeah, I'm with Isaias on this one. I don't think they're gonna do much. They've been at him since he got in office. They was trying to get him while he was in office. The most they did to him was impeach him, which is huge. But at the same time, the impeachment didn't really have much of an effect, seeing as he was still in office. Honestly, the most consequences he's received is getting banned from Neither Day. That's the most I've seen.
He didn't even get banned. He just had to make his own app. And then he did. And then it was like a very bad app, but he seems to still be using it.
I don't remember anything, because I remember seeing stuff online about people saying, let's raid the app when the app gets released. It's just like overtake it with a bunch of anti-Trump stuff. And I never heard anything about it since. Like, I don't even see anything. Like, I was expecting screenshots of the app, like, Instagram is just screenshots of Twitter. I was expecting, and none of that. So for a while, I figured the app just never took off. Like,
see, the problem is, JT, is that you're not one of his supporters, so the app doesn't really affect you. For the people that are like still, for some whatever reason, whatever mental problems, whatever mental hurdles they have in the upstairs department, they're still following this guy blindly, and they're the ones that are downloading this app. They're the ones saying, yes, King, we support everything you do. The FBI, they don't even have anything on you. You did nothing. You're our Jesus,
How does this man still have money though?
That's what I mean. Like, there's so many ways where this guy just avoids any problem, It's like media outcry, people hate him, blah, 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 blah. He says something wild, he does something wild, gets accused of something wild, then he'll just walk off for a little bit, come back like 2 seconds later, and he's like, you know what I did last time? I'm just gonna go over it. And seemingly there's no consequences for his actions yet. And it once again, hopefully this investigation actually leads to something. Otherwise, this is just kind of a media generated PR stunt by one side just to make the other side look bad, and really nothing was resulted in it. And then still, regardless, those people are going to be like, see, told you Trump did nothing. Exactly. And that's what it's gonna, and I have a strange feeling that's probably going to be what happens. It's going to be nothing happens, Trump doesn't face any kind of legal consequence, and his fans are going to be like, see, that's our guy, he did nothing wrong, what are you mean? I mean, he's just a good guy. I don't know. Very confusing time to be alive, especially in the United States.
They swear up and down that man just never, they swear he's a saint. I have quite literally seen, I wish I took a picture of this, but I have literally traveled before and seen a billboard or a big sign that says Jesus above all names. And right above it is a Trump 2020 flag.
Of course it was. You cannot make that up, JT. You cannot.
Right above, Jesus above all names. Wait, no.
You know what's crazy is sometimes when you see those people, I think of a Dave Chappelle, Key and Peele kind of sketch where it's this can't be real. But then it is. I blink and suddenly it's I'm not watching a TV. That is real life.
Are we actually alive, or is this just a simulation that we're trapped in?
You know what? I've asked myself that same question upon many of occasion, and I'm maybe a little bit of both. Because why not? Why not add some spice with the sugar? Why not?
Well, I like that answer.
Spice with the sugar is a very interesting way to put things. Every now and then, though, JT, maybe we should just get just one of each. We don't need to put spicy on everything. All right. Yeah, but I'm sure we'll talk about food later, especially when it relates to pumpkin spice. Regardless, everybody, we have to move on to our next story. JT, I'm gonna read it since you're hanging out on your phone via the Zoom world. And things are getting a tad too hot here in the United States.
Screen, right?
Oh, you can read?
Yeah.
JT, then read then.
Let's go. As Isaias told you, it is a tad bit too hot. Scientists around the country say that an extreme heat belt reaching as far as North Chicago is taking shape in the United States. This heat belt is expected to cut through the middle of the country and would affect more than 107 million people over the next 30 years. This report by the nonprofit research group First Street Foundation found that our Midwest friends from Texas to Louisiana, all the way to the Great Lakes, could suffer temperatures above 125 degrees Fahrenheit by 2053. These conditions are usually found in California's Death Valley or in parts of the Middle East. The projections are part of the First Street heat model, which shows that most of the country will experience surges in the number of days with heat index. Temperatures above 100 degrees over the next 30 years is as a result of climate change. The heat index represents what a temperature feels like to the human body when humidity and air temperature are combined. It is commonly referred to as the feels-like temperature. That explains.
Wait, JT. I was talking about the heat a little bit earlier when Lana delivered a stellar news report around 8-ish a.m. in the morning. Regardless, I didn't ask for that much heat. And I will say, after I was reading the story, for a lot of us, when it gets really hot, we don't think of it as a huge concern because we can go into air condition, we could drink like a cold drink, like we have solutions to that problem. The real problem where it lies is like the homeless communities, and especially in a place like Chicago, which has a very large homeless population, and a lot of big cities within that area, which is I think from, you said Chicago to Texas. That's a long, long list of people that are going to be suffering from this kind of extreme heat. And I hope we can find solutions. Like, that is a very tough situation for all those people because, one, they're battling whatever problems they have battling. They're going through economical problems. They don't have a home over their head, and they got to deal with 125 degrees. And there's really, like, even if those people go into a store or something, they're like, you got to leave because you got to buy something here, you're loitering kind of thing. So they have no option. They're just kind of out there. So I really feel for those people because those are the ones that are going to suffer the most in that situation.
You're right. They are really going to suffer because they're already like out in the streets and it's just so hot. Though also on top of that, I'm assuming it's probably not raining with the amount of heat, how hot it's been. So with the Great Lakes, it might be causing a drought.
That's
So that
true
would
too.
make it even worse.
That's another effect of climate change, Hey guys, the scientists may have been onto something. For once, I agree with science. As long as they're not trying to genetically make dinosaurs and woolly mammoths anymore, we could stop that. If we could try to,
Okay,
stop
but
climate change. What's up, JT?
I said, but dinos are cool.
No. We don't want that kind of smoke,
I
man.
mean, dinos are cool, but maybe we should fix our problems first and then get to
Okay, maybe not.
We do not need to. Okay, we can talk about dinosaurs in a second. All right. Everyone relax with the dinosaur talk because I'm going to get heated. I'm going to have this wild rant, and it is too early in the show for a rant because this is our time to be serious. All right. All right, JT.
Okay.
Lana, do we understand? Are we clear?
Yes, boss.
Are you clear?
Take the fun away. Wow, that's weird. I'm the one that's gotta get back into seriousness. What a time to be alive. Listen, this is wild stuff. And what do you guys think? Like, do you think we're gonna be able to, at some point, is our government gonna actually take action and really try to like they've done some things in order to help combat climate change, but it feels like it's almost been like a half effort for pretty much my entire life alive. I know Lana's been around for like 3 years or so, but how is the government really, do you guys think they're doing enough for us?
No.
The most they've done is ban plastic bags, and we've seen the public's reaction to that. I think that
In one state.
Oh yeah, plastic straws. I still see them, despite them not supposed to be in restaurants anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
literally the big part about doing things for climate change is everybody has to be on board. And unfortunately, not everybody's going to be on board because some people put their own convenience above the general well-being of the population.
Some people.
Like I said, with plastic bags, you got people complaining and whining because, oh my God, you mean I have to bring my own bag? You mean I have to carry my own eggs out of ShopRite? This is outrageous. You know what, Deborah? I think this is just another ploy by the liberals to enslave. No, sweetie. We care about the climate here. But okay.
No, Margaret is right, JT, all right? The liberals have taken this country into a communist state, all right? They are just puffing their chest at all of us, controlling us like we're sheep. Well, guess what? I'm no sheep, JT, all right? Donald Trump was, no, I'm kidding. We're getting into a weird territory right now. We should probably take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk about New Jersey and Exxon and a settlement that might just blow your mind.
Okay, man, time to be an all-star caregiver. Drive them to physical therapy. Doctors
We are back here on the Morning Buzz. Cam, all right, so Boom's a little PSA right there. It sounded like he was like whispering in my ear at like a club, like it's a very loud club, and he's talking to me about the show. That was both hilarious, a little bit unnerving, but I appreciate the show. All right, so Boom will not be happening today, I believe. But I'm sure you can catch it another day because that man is a radio enthusiast and he'll be back at some point. Regardless, we got the crew here, me, JT, and Lana, me being Isaiah. We are going to talk about some developments happening within the Garden State as New Jersey officials announced yesterday that Exxon will pay New Jersey $9.5 million to resolve the natural resource damages lawsuit, also known as an NRD lawsuit. The lawsuit accused Exxon of industrial dumping at its Lale property in East Greenwich Township and Paulsboro. The accused dumping goes as far back as the 1950s. NRDs are defined by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency as damages for injury to destruction of, loss of, or loss of value of natural resources. The 6-count lawsuit was filed in State Superior Court in Gloucester County in March 2019 by former Attorney General Gabriel Grewal's office on behalf of the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. And according to Julie King, a spokeswoman for Exxon, quote, ExxonMobil does not admit any fact, fault, or liability arising from the transaction or occurrences in the plaintiffs alleged in their complaint. ExxonMobil takes its environmental responsibility seriously. We have conducted significant cleanup and restoration at the site, including excavation, removing sediment, and replanting native vegetation. The settlement is an appropriate resolution that provides certainty and conclusion for both parties. We will continue monitoring under the supervision of the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. End quote. Acting Attorney General Palatkin, in a statement, called the settlement an important outcome for New Jersey residents because it means compensation for the state for damages to our wetlands, waterways, and other precious natural resources. I feel like 9 million is kind of low. Anytime you're affecting the environment, anytime you're just infecting the humans' area, animals' area, just affecting the earth, I feel like we could probably up it a little bit from 9.5 million. I mean, Deshaun Watson, football player, in a lot of legal issues, just got over 200 million guaranteed from the NFL. You're telling me a gas company can't shell out a few more dollars for its damages of natural resources? That seems like a very light offer. It seems like New Jersey really did settle for less. They could have gotten more. Why are we not taking more money from these oil companies?
That's true.
For all the damage that they've done to this earth, I feel like we could probably get a little bit more than 9.5 million.
And this damage goes back all the way to the 50s.
To the 50s!
So
That's crazy. The 50s was a very different time from today. We could get into a discussion of how different that was, but we could probably be here for a long time. JT, what are your thoughts on this situation, man? This is a tough one, right?
Man, it's one of those things that I can't even begin to think about. But then also, unfortunately, sometimes I guess you gotta have to be the what's the word here I'm looking for? The logician. Yes, I made up a word and I'm proud of it.
Logician.
Logician.
Please define that.
Logician. Please define logician. It's like a magician of logic. Let's call it that.
Got
a
it. Got
magician
it.
of logic.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it's not a fun role to play, but I guess somebody has to play it. So obviously,
Wait. We have breaking news from Oxford Languages. A logician is a word, JT.
let's go.
Yep. And it's an expert or student of a logic. Round of applause, JT. Woo! We appreciate you.
I saw our general manager ask if I'm wearing headphones. Unfortunately, no, we are experiencing difficulties here in South Jersey. I will get to work on that as soon as possible.
2 strikes against you. You're not wearing headphones and you are on Zoom. Couldn't be a worse person to have on the show. But JT, we love you, man. We love your hats.
Thank you. And I never even got to explain what I was talking about. But
Go ahead. The floor is yours, JT. You got 10 seconds. Explain what your thing is before we move on.
I was just going to say that while we need the oil companies to start chipping in more, again, that type of demand is hard to get to as reasonable as it is, because we're dealing with the court of public opinion, which anytime there's money involved, people don't even have to give one crap about what's going on about.
Come on, JT.
At all.
I really had to dump you this early in the morning.
Oh
Your
my God,
point. We're cutting your point off. We get it. The oil companies
What
need
I'm
to
trying
step
to
up. Lana's got business to take care of. All right. We're gonna talk movies. We're gonna talk some video games. JT, we're moving on. All right. All right.
Oh, man.
All right, Lana. It's our favorite time of the week. We get to kick it back with Lana. She's gonna tell us what's going on in the movie world.
Time of the week.
Yeah.
Well, we're actually starting off with a TV show. We got a new Marvel show, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, comes out on Wednesday and is not currently rated on DC+. In Marvel Studios' She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, Jennifer Walters, played by Tatiana Maslany, an attorney specializing in superhero-oriented legal cases, must navigate the complicated life of single 30-something who also happens to be a 6'7" superpowered Hulk. The 9-episode comedy series welcomes a host of MSU vets, including Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner, Tim Roth as Emil Blonsky, Abomination, and Benedict Wong, as well as Jamelia Jamil, Josh Segura, Ginger Gonzaga, John Bass, Renee Esla Goldsberry.
Listen, all those names could not tell you except for Jamelia Jamil, comedian, right?
I've heard of her.
I mean, she had her own show. It wasn't that great, but I think she's funny at times. I enjoy a nice Jamelia Jamil every now and then. She's pretty good. As for this show, all right, I appreciate she's 6'7". I appreciate she's a smart woman of law. I appreciate that, she's going through being single at 30 years old, a problem many people go through. But hey, I am not going to watch the show because I've seen a trailer of the show. And my goodness, have I seen just the absolute worst CGI I've ever seen a Marvel cinematic anything make since probably 2005. That thing looked terrible. It looked worse than like a GameCube. I don't know what happened. I thought maybe my advanced settings was off. Maybe I was watching the trailer in 280p. No, I was in 1080, 60 frames per second. I don't know if I was actually seeing that or not, but what I saw was a hot pile of garbage. All right? Anyways, I wish nothing but the best for Jennifer Walters, aka Tatiana Maslany. All right. I hope the show's great. Hope it gets great ratings. Hopefully they get a season 2. I cannot sit there and watch that atrocity. All right.
Did Marvel run out of budget?
I don't know. I feel like given that they're raising the price of Disney Plus already, how do they not have the budget for better my thing is this though. I think a lot of times when it's bad CGI, it's always a time crunch thing. It's never really a money thing. It's like, we need to release this show to come out specifically this date because this other show comes out this date. And I feel bad for those animators because I took one class last semester. That was the hardest class I've ever taken in my life, was working in After Effects and Cinema 4D. So credit to those people because that is the most tedious, time consuming, and mentally just annoying thing on the planet. So I support you, but man, that was hard to look at.
2 things. One, it's a trailer. You gotta remember.
I know, unfinished product, JT. Gosh, what are you, a logician or something?
Yes, I am. Thank you for noticing. 2. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. One thing, and correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Alana will back me up as the DC girl on this one. But one thing that I've realized that I cannot quite back up when it comes to criticism about superhero flicks is the term the CGI is bad. And I think that's because when we're discussing bad CGI, it's about fantasy beings. You will sit there and listen to somebody complain about a dragon not looking real.
No. It's not like a realism thing at all. That is not what I'm saying. I mean, like, it looks like we have a standard when it comes to like Marvel films. Like, it looks pristine. Like, it's not like, wow, Ultron looks so realistic. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, wow, that looks like really well done kind of thing. When I saw this, it looked like, you know, the Sci-Fi Channel?
Yeah.
It looks like they made that. And it's like, that's not up to the Marvel standard. Now, maybe things change. Maybe that was like a rush trailer kind of deal. I'm willing to like check it out again. But what I'm saying is just like everything, like when you say bad CGI, it normally means things were rushed and it doesn't look polished. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes a
Okay.
little more. But I've heard, because you're the first one to actually explain that. If I'll say so. Every other time I've heard complaints about CGI, it was about people complaining about the reality looking, which
Listen, those people don't wear deodorant, JT. All right, those are the people that are like, wow, that giant flying ape doesn't look like a flying ape that I saw yesterday. It's like, what are you talking about?
And also, like, sometimes when I think about like CGI in superhero movies, I kind of think of this like early Spider-Man movie, the first one where like just Peter's jumps and swings. It doesn't, like, you know, he's not jumping and swinging. Like, it's impossible. But
we wish
it really takes you out of it by just how it looks.
You know what's also interesting though is like for you guys, you've probably always seen like really good CGI. Like, I hate to make like another age joke or anything, but like you guys have probably only seen like the best that CGI has to offer. So when Spider-Man came out, like I was still like very young, but I was like, oh my God, that's so awesome. It looks real. But you're the one saying, it just takes me out of the movie on how unrealistic that looks. So it's crazy how much really CGI has developed that quickly too.
I mean, it's more how it is like now. Like, I watched Toy Story when I was little, and I was fine with that. It doesn't take me out, but now a little bit.
It looks a little clunky, right?
Yeah.
It's like we get used to all this like super HD qualified animations, and it's you look back at some of the old ones like, wow, that looks very bad. Like, that does not age well.
The theater kid in me, the dormant evil side of me that I've locked away and buried under 8 feet, that has learned to suspend disbelief. Maybe if me spending 4 years pretending that a 14-year-old in a lobster costume is a real lobster, which is how I can overlook bad CGI in a 7-foot She-Hulk woman, or I don't know, what was the last CGI they complained about? Or
wait. Hold on. Before we move on to our next thing, because Lana, we got some other things to talk about.
True.
Did you just say a 14-year-old in a lobster suit?
Really referring to a high school production of Little Mermaid, but yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is the most ridiculous phrase I've heard today. That's more ridiculous than logician. Regardless, I got to recover from that. Lana, I guess Dragon Ball Super comes out. What's going on with that?
So if you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z, we got a movie for them now. Dragon Ball Superhero. Who thought of that title? Comes out Friday. It is not currently rated in theaters. The Red Ribbon Army was once destroyed by Son Goku. Individuals who carry on its spirit have created the ultimate androids, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. That's all they say.
That's basically
that's all they have on this movie.
You know, Dragon Ball's cool. Definitely something that I probably watched a couple episodes as I was a youngin'. My brother's super into it, so naturally I was like forced to watch it. Good for the Dragon Ball community. I feel like this show's been running as long as The Simpsons at this point. It's been like 20 years. And it seems like they're just gonna keep the money bag rolling when it comes to Dragon Ball Z, because people still be buying it.
That is true. I wasn't a huge into anime when I was little, but like I do respect the people that really like the show.
I'm not gonna yuck their yum. Good for y'all.
I tried to watch it. I was a Power Rangers kid. I got through my Power Rangers, and then Dragon Ball Z was right after. And I tried to watch it, and I couldn't. And so I just went. But I knew Power Rangers was coming right after, so I never changed the channel.
Man, that's commitment. That's a real Power Rangers guy right there.
Man, but hey, like you said, good for Dragon Ball Z. Make that money, I guess. Dragon
I-
Ball superhero. Let's go.
I just want to have a conversation with the person who named this.
Yeah,
film.
very, very
I-
lazy name.
I
Oh, I
how
want
much
to
did you get paid
Mm.
to come up with that?
What else we got, Lana?
Finally in the movies category, we have Beast, which also comes out on Friday in theaters and is again not currently rated. Idris Elba plays Dr. Nate Daniels, a recently widowed husband who returns to South Africa, where he first met his wife on a long planned trip with their daughters to game reserve managed by Martin Battles, played by Charlotte Copley, an old family friend and wildlife biologist. But what begins as a journey of healing jolts into a fearsome fight for survival when a lion, a survivor of bloodthirsty poachers, who now sees all humans as the enemy, begins stalking them.
Wow. The Lion King 3 got crazy, everybody. I mean, I like Idris Elba and I like a good lion thing. But yeah, it's not a super original idea, but it seems like if it was a Netflix original, maybe I'd watch it. But if it's in theaters, I mean, I'm not gonna pay for that.
Maybe when it comes out on some sort of streaming
Yeah.
service, I might check it out.
It's like it's definitely a stream. That's not a theater movie,
Yeah.
man.
Mostly for
It'll
Idris Elba.
definitely be on streaming within like the next month.
Yeah, I don't see this really being a blockbuster.
I noticed that about movies that flop. Maybe I'm late to the party, but I just noticed that about movies that flop. They show up on HBO Max or stinking Paramount Plus within
Ugh.
like 3 weeks.
Not Paramount Plus.
Oh, Paramount. Actually,
Something-
it was weird this time. There was some films that I saw. I didn't put them in here because they did not sound good at all. That were actually being released in theaters and being put on Paramount Plus at the same time.
Oh,
Why-
yeah. That was going on with HBO Max for a while too,
Yeah,
right?
I was like, why?
HBO Max is doing it with like blockbuster movies though. Like
Yeah. I mean, the pandemic was crazy, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, what? Sometimes, I don't feel like watching a movie long. Sometimes I like to hop on the sticks, play a couple video
Yeah.
games. What are the options?
Well, first one is a game I've been personally waiting for.
Ooh,
Multiverses came out yesterday for the PS5,
Ooh.
PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and PC. In Multiverses, the multiverse is at your fingertips as you battle out in intense 2v2 matches. Up against Batman and Shaggy, try using Bugs Bunny and Arya Stark. This platform fighter lets you play out your fantasy matchups in a fun co-op or head-to-head fight for supremacy.
listen, have you played this one yet?
I have not, but I've seen beta
Mm.
of it, and my boyfriend has also been playing beta testing of this
Okay.
game, and it looks really good. Also, like the character lineup is like
Yeah, it's a really cool concept. It's like Smash Bros, but with like
Warner Brothers.
Warner
characters.
Brothers people. I played the beta a little bit, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a fun thing. It's literally just like Smash Bros.
It really
so
is.
it sold me. I'm good. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but I think either this is free or it's really cheap to play.
I think it's free to play,
Yeah.
but you have to buy
Like,
the
yeah,
characters and all
certain
that stuff,
characters, yeah.
or you just play endless hours to like buy it with in-game currency,
Yeah.
I guess. But that's a lot of commitment. And yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I'm surprised people haven't done more of these kind of games because it seems kind of like easy way to make money. Like
Yeah.
kind of writes itself. It's like, what's next? Make a kart racer with the same characters.
Yeah.
People will probably buy it.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, people bought the Nickelodeon Showdown.
Yeah, I mean they've made like 9 baseball games with Nickelodeon characters too, so something seems to be working.
JT, you got anything to say about this game?
honestly, I just can't wait to use Shaggy to demolish anybody I play with.
Do a Shaggy impersonation right now.
My Scooby impression is better.
All right, do a
I-
Scooby. Let's
it
hear a
is-
Scooby.
That's the best I got.
That's
I
actually
can
pretty good.
Good lord, that wasn't too bad for being put on the spot. I enjoyed that. What else we got, Lana?
Well, finally in the game category, we've got Kirby's Dream Buffet, which comes out tomorrow for Switch.
Hmm.
Roll through a smorgasbord of food themed
Smorgasbord. Come on, Lana.
That's a word. Of food themed stages and delicious 4-player competition as a rounder than usual Kirby. Anyone can take the cake in Kirby's Dream Buffet.
Wow.
I don't know why that
Mhm.
was on the description, but
That was certainly a description for a game right there.
that was a description.
I don't think that's gonna be a game I play, but I do like a good buffet. Haven't been to a buffet in quite some time, especially coming out the pandemic. I don't think I really want to go to a buffet anytime soon.
The closest buffet I've been to is Sam's.
Oh,
It's not
yikes.
a good buffet.
But also, nah. I think pre-pandemic we did a lot of things and didn't think twice about it, and then like, COVID kind of reminded people, hey, you should kind of wash your hands, especially when
No. Very quickly before we go take a break with listen to some music very quickly. That is not true, JT. I work at a nice grocery store, and sometimes I have to, use the bathroom. I drink water while I'm on my shift. All right. And a lot of people, they go into those facilities and they just leave. It's disgusting. And I make sure to let people know that the man wearing a red sweater did not wash his hands.
Now I'm scared.
Yep. Yeah, hey, just don't be shaking people's hands because there's a good chance they probably didn't wash them. Yeah. Anyways, guys, we are going to take a break here and we're going to listen to some music. It's Forever by Chris Brown. And we are back. That was Chris Brown's Forever, everyone's favorite 6th grade dance song. You know, I thought for sure I'd find the love of my life in 6th grade. Instead, found a little bit later in life. I don't mean to brag, everybody. Hey, hey. And then she breaks up with me today. No, I'm kidding. Let's not wish upon that. Regardless, everyone, we got some more things to talk about. This is the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. It is Isaiah, JT, and Lana. New crew on a Tuesday morning. It is August 16th, 8:47. Is a great time to be alive. But now, I'm going to tell you guys something interesting, all right? We have a interesting opportunity for you pumpkin spice fanatics. For the cult that is pumpkin spice fans, Finance Buzz is looking to hire a Trader Joe's pumpkin spice pundit. What does that mean? Well, that means you must destroy every single pumpkin spice food item in the name of vengeance. That's nice, right? Yeah. All right, I lied. That seems a little aggressive, very aggressive for the morning. All right. But instead, you will have the job of stuffing your face with pumpkin stuffed raviolis, pumpkin waffles, and even cinnamon rolls, which are all new items coming to Trader Joe's. As the pumpkin spice pundit, your task will be to photograph each food item after you prepare or unwrap it, write a description of its flavor and texture, and rate it based on a special criteria. Your hard but delicious work will then get published on Finance Buzz so other shoppers can read your valuable recommendations and go try your 5-star picks at their own Trader Joe's stores.
That kind of sounds like the best job ever. You get paid
Yeah,
to eat.
I mean, I've been trying to get that job for quite some time, has not worked out. But one day I would love to just go around stuffing my face with some delicious food and saying, it's so good. And that's it.
Yeah.
And then I go home, relax, and then think, man, this is a great life I'm living.
Nah, you become successful by just trashing some of the food places you didn't like. Like,
Yeah, that's
how
true.
do these people just like trash everything? There's no way Gordon Ramsay doesn't like 80% of the meals he eats. He just does that for like, that's how you gotta be successful. You gotta eat some of the best food you've ever had and watch the cook's faces. They're like, man, he's loving this. And go, that was terrible.
Wait, nah, I will say Guy Fieri on the opposite end of the spectrum. That man has never said something is bad. He's constantly saying how great that thing is. And I know, I got eyes. That weird mashed potato and gravy with like whatever fish in there, it looked disgusting. But he's going, that is good. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go in my Corvette and we're never returning to this drive-in or dive. Yeah. Regardless, guys, this is a very cool thing that I think people would definitely love to have. As a resident pumpkin spice lover, Alana, what does this are you excited? Is this something you want to do?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, the pumpkin stuffed ravioli concerns me just a little bit,
Mhm.
but everything else sounds really good.
I mean, I like me a good cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
I
Pumpkin
think
waffle sounds delicious.
How does
I don't know about waffle stuff.
in ravioli?
It's like squash in the middle.
Yeah.
No, I had the same kind of but then I actually had it like 2 weeks ago, and it wasn't too bad. I enjoyed it. It's definitely it's got like a little sweetness inside of just a normal ravioli. Would I ever like go out of my way and order pumpkin spice pumpkin stuffed raviolis or buy it myself? Probably not. But I was like, yeah, it's not too bad.
Okay, I do like squash, so I think like if someone had it and offered me one,
Yeah.
like to try it.
Mm-hmm. But
Okay.
there's a weird squash community out there that really just be enjoying squash.
But yeah, no, I am pumped for this. I love pumpkin spice.
Guys, you know, pitch me on pumpkin spice, Lana. Why should I like pumpkin spice? Because I've tried to be like, let me get on the cult. Let me join the bandwagon. And I can't. Why should I?
Okay, so after summer, fall is like my second favorite season.
Mm-hmm.
Pumpkin spice just feels like so comfy and cozy and like warm. So like
Mhm.
having like a warm pumpkin spice latte and like wearing like a sweater while standing outside and the leaves are like falling down. That just seems so serene and calm.
Can I tell you something? That has got to be like the most filmmaker answer to that question that I could have possibly heard. Just imagine like a leaf slowly caresses someone's cheek, and we get that little standing shot, and then we pull it away, and then the title screen comes up. How about that?
You're gonna probably be getting a lot more of those from me.
I appreciate it, Lana. I truly appreciate your filmmaker's take. JT, listen, we here on the Morning Buzz. I'm surprised you would ever say something like that. Guys, JT has said he's trying to stay quiet. And I say to you, JT, speak your truth.
I deliberately said I am going to, stay idle for this one, and you're just like, nah. I choose to buy.
No. We don't stay idle for nothing here on the Morning Buzz. If you know something, you got something to get off your chest, get it off your chest.
Pumpkin spice, I have to agree with Isaias here. Except bandwagon is not the word I'd use off air, but we are on air under the guise of WMSC 90.3 Upper Montclair. So we're going to stay nice. And I'm just going to politely say that pumpkin spice I have tried, and it has, for lack of a better term, repulsed me. So while the 1500 that Trader Joe's is offering to try their despicable products sounds very enticing. It does sound, maybe I'll choke through a couple of pumpkins for the 1500, but unfortunately I have to be a little bit of a stickler. Yes, I'm reminding us. I know I'm reminding you guys of the great Monty Zaniga with my hot takes on food, but this is just me and this one. Maybe it's too. Again, there's other words that I'd love to use, but we're going to be responsible here on the Morning Buzz.
Yeah, I mean, we've already dumped you once, and it's only been an hour, JT. So I will say I don't think that's much of a hot take, JT. I think there's probably a large community that is like, oh, I hate pumpkin spice. I don't want to say I hate it, but it's just, I just don't rock with it. All right.
I can respect that.
You guys know what I do like though?
What?
Ice cream.
Yes.
And
pumpkin spice ice cream, we might be able to talk, but until then,
I mean that would be a good mix, I think. National food site Thrillist.com has recently released a list of the 40 best ice cream shops in the United States. Now, I mean, the Garden State was featured on there, a couple times. Psych, I lied. We made it once, but hey, once is good enough. And that one ice cream shop was the Bent Spoon out of Princeton, New Jersey, an ice cream shop known for bold and innovative flavors. Now, here's what Thrillist had to say about the Bent Spoon and why it's so good. Quote, the idyllic college town takes its ice cream very seriously, and valedictorian of the scene is the Bent Spoon, which has garnered a loyal cult following based on a whopping 550 flavors, which rotates in and out of the little shop 24 at a time. This is a place where seasonality is king, and while you can always get a top-notch traditional flavor or a modified classic, think habanero chocolate, this place is also doing the kind of flavor experimentation normally reserved for the chemistry lab. That was very hard to do. Think sun gold tomato sorbet made with Garden State treasured fruit, or blueberry mascarpone, or a chocolate with ramps. What is a ramp? I have no clue. Or a pumpkin with shiitake mushrooms. None of those things sound like they belong together, but they're almost always fantastic, especially when paired with one of the Spoon's legendary cookies. What in the world is shiitake mushroom and pumpkin ice cream? Who asked for that?
Hold on. Can we talk about the fact that you got confused as to who your character was supposed to be about 3 times? You went from Scott to Australian before you completely gave up and went back to American.
I got a picture of ramps if you want to know. It kind of looks like an onion with leaves sticking out of it. Like it looks like a scallion pretty much.
See, that's gross. Who wants onions and ice cream? Now back to you, JT. Listen, no one's perfect here, all right? I tried. I was playing a person with multiple personalities, all right? Maybe that was the character. Thank you, JT.
The transition
Bringing
was
up-
almost flawless. I'll give you that. Then I was like, wait a minute, we're not a
See?
Scott. Or
Exactly. It was smooth though. You felt immersed, you know? I
I
was like
did.
that Split movie. I was about to go play like a little boy or something.
We went from Scotland to Asgard in like 2 seconds, and I didn't realize we transitioned.
Scotland to Asgard is going to be a shirt within the meantime. That's amazing. When it comes to these kind of things, what is your guys' go-to kind of ice cream flavors then? Like, are you experimental? Or you're kind of just like, let me rock vanilla or chocolate.
still
I
basic.
love a. Do you want to go first, JT?
I've been talking too much, so you go.
Oh, I feel like I've been talking too much. Well, I love all different kinds of ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites actually happened to be at my old local ice cream place. Shout out Gelatis, I miss you.
Gelatis.
It was called Cookie Monster. So it was this blue ice cream. I don't really understand what the flavor is, but it had like chunks of Oreo and chocolate chip cookies in it.
Oh, wow.
Cookie dough, but like actual like broken up cookies. It was really good.
That sounds good. I think the blue is probably just dye because of
Yeah, I
the Cookie
think it's
Monster
probably
name,
just-
right?
Yeah, it's probably just like a vanilla or something.
Yeah.
If
But
they
like
decorate it to make it look like Cookie Monster, please say yes.
That'd be hilarious. Whenever you order it,
Yeah.
it has to look exactly like
it
Cookie
sadly
Monster.
it doesn't, but
It's just a scoop, JT. All right, it's just a scoop. God, that
Killing
actually
my
sounds really good though.
it is
does.
really good. I highly recommend going to Gelatis in Totowa. So
I'm a very
Shout
basic
out.
man. I stick with vanilla.
Mm.
Stick with some vanilla.
Soft serve vanilla or like
Soft serve.
okay.
Cookies and cream is definitely a go-to. Coming at number 3 in the tier list, we gotta go with cookie dough.
ooh.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm a cookie guy and a vanilla guy.
Yeah, I mean that's all valid, JT. I have no complaints.
Chocolate ice cream is a no. That's a hot,
What?
yeah. It doesn't taste like chocolate to me.
JT, I'm about to meet your mic right now. That was pure insanity. Chocolate ice cream is a no.
Mhm.
What does that even mean? That's not even an option. What?
I think Isaiah's
know.
offended.
Chocolate ice cream gives me more of a bitter aftertaste. It doesn't taste like chocolate.
Nah,
It tastes
man. You're tripping, man. I enjoy a nice chocolate ice cream. I will say, I think number 1. I feel like this is definitely an interchangeable list, but I want to say chocolate favorite ice cream's probably my favorites. Cookie dough as well. Vanilla, I rocks with it. Coffee flavored ice cream with like dark chocolate in it too. Woo! Amazing. Listen, we could talk about ice cream for probably 7 hours or so, but that is not our time slot. Our time slot's only 8 to 9, and that means it's time for us to go here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. We can't thank JT enough for filling in for Cam, who's out doing football duties. We appreciate you, JT. Lana, we appreciate your work every week, and we'll see you guys next week. Maybe JT won't, maybe he will. TBD on that. But regardless, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, and see you tomorrow with a different crew, Lara and company.
This is Charles Osgood. You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper